A very good morning. EURUSD has continued to consolidate, waiting for the inflation numbers on consumers to be released today. Now, overall, the effect of consumer inflation that is coming out today will be as followed. Lower than expected numbers should cause the dollar to drop, as lower than expected numbers cause interest rates to drop, and lower interest rates attract less foreign capital and reduces the overall demand for the dollar. So a weaker overall inflation number, so below the overall expected number, should cause EURUSD to fly, and a higher than expected inflation number should cause EURUSD to drop. Now, looking here at the EURUSD chart, we can see that the 4-hour has continued to consolidate and has continued to slightly push in towards the downside. Overall, the price action is nothing too fancy and nothing too interesting in my personal opinion. Still just waiting overall for this 4-hour demand zone at minimum pretty much to get hit. Focusing here on the daily time frame, again, we can see that there is still room for it to fall lower. Both from a swing structure perspective, the 0.5 fib has not been hit, and also from a fractal perspective, the 0.5 fib has also not yet been hit. Now, preferably, again, when looking at the overall 0.5 fib, you want us to at least retrace as well into an area of supply or demand, and the overall demand zone refined here would be these two imbalance candles drawn from the highest to lowest wick. So I'm looking for price to pretty much at least tap into this overall daily imbalance. So these two daily imbalance candles, which cause the overall break of structure. And inside of there, I'll be looking for the 4-hour change of character. So let's see, maybe with CPI, we can get that overall push in towards that area of demand. And then inside of there, potentially see a new long opportunity arise. Now, for now, overall on the 4-hour time frame, price is just too choppy to get into a trade today. I'll definitely be waiting. And also from a 15-minute perspective, you can very clearly see that the overall market is consolidating. And if we draw in our range trading tool from the overall swing high in towards the swing low, and for anybody who is interested in these overall settings, these are the settings: 0.75, 0.25, the 1 and the 0 fib. You can then make the lines a little bit thicker. You can very clearly see that the overall 75% level is where you want to be selling, and the 25% level is where you want to be buying. As simple as that. So yeah, EURUSD is currently ranging. I'm waiting for the overall breakout, for the overall direction to be chosen. I would prefer for price to drop again here on EURUSD, at minimum back down in towards those two kind of like daily imbalances, and then inside of there we'll look to form a new support base. So then either look for a long or just let price continue its overall leg further in towards the downside. Now, if we do see further upside from EURUSD, I would preferably want to see it inside of this demand zone happening over here, due to the fact that there is no clear area of demand over here. If this daily change of character takes place, then I'll actually be more happy, more inclined to maybe look for some more shorts, as I don't really see any clear areas of demand here, which should or could cause the overall price to fly up higher. So once that daily change of character takes place, then I'll be looking at some further shorts, because potentially the over momentum on the dollar could shift. Keep that in mind. Going into the dollar index, we can see that the dollar has still slowly but surely trickled up higher. Yesterday, another daily bullish candle close. Now, on the 4-hour time frame, price action is a little bit more clear. Again, guys, 4-hour fractal structure here on the dollar index has never been so clean. It completely respects the overall fractals. The first bearish fractal has now taken place over here, but to be honest, it doesn't really count, as it's just consolidating. But you can very clearly see that the overall order flow just remains bullish in towards the upside. Now, price action is very slow. It's squeezing in towards the highs, as you can very clearly see here. Price is very slow, very consolidative, and not really moving. I would again prefer for us to at least take out these descending highs, fill the overall gap, maybe tap in towards that higher supply zone, and then from there look for higher probability shorts. And that for me would be the highest probability play. For myself, for the rest, I would only be happy with taking dollar shorts from current levels if we were to break the current fractal low on the daily. So once that low breaks, then I'll be happy to look for shorts. Otherwise, I'll just preferably want to be looking for further upside in towards this area of supply. And then maybe look for those shorts. Now, once the weekly bullish fractal takes place, let's say we break this fractal high, that is the moment that I'll be looking for some more longs again, with more conviction here from the dollar index, and then potentially replicating the overall price action, which we saw back over here in 2017 into 2018, where we had that accumulation, manipulation, and distribution phase. And I'm looking at something similar here again. I've highlighted this many weeks ago: accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and then the overall rebound again, and that happened over here as well. So looking at potential similar price action. Also, if you look at the dollar seasonality index, you guys can look up that chart. You can see that very often from August onwards, the dollar tends to flip bullish. So I have enough time to capitalize on that once that weekly fractal takes place. And then obviously the daily fractals will also be in line with that, and the 4-hour swing will also be bullish. So keeping an eye on that. Overall, AUDUSD hasn't really been moving too much, pushed down lower yesterday, but again, not a lot of good or clean price action. It's now at more interesting levels to look for longs if you are interested. For myself, I don't really see any clean areas of 4-hour demand here to the left. Also on the lower time frame, to be honest, this is one of the more hideous charts that I've seen in a very long time. No real direction, very choppy and very hard to trade in my opinion. Wicks in both directions, to be honest, taking place. It's not really a pair that I'm focusing on in current market conditions. Obviously, the overall market direction is still in towards the upside. You're currently based here on the daily time frame in a daily imbalance candle, so it makes more sense for now to focus on the long side of things, yeah, stick to pretty much that until, again, obviously, if we break the current fractal low, then potentially there will be some more shorts in play. Going into GBPUSD, we can see that GU has continued to push down lower, even with more momentum than I expected. Another daily bearish candle close. This is just an absolute beautiful, beautiful piece of price action here. Again, it doesn't get a lot more beautiful than this for those shorts. We're talking about this since price was here at the highs. Obviously, the overextended move and then the clear 1, 2, and then the third touch of the trend line in towards this overall swing high. Extremely clean price action. So I'm happy that some of you were able to capitalize on those short positions. Now, pretty much the same analysis just stands. I'll continue to look for those shorts as long as the daily fractal remains bearish, because yes, the market structure might be bullish between this low and this high, and you might want to be looking for those longs. But again, we've kind of had this price action mature in the form of the 1, 2, 3 in towards an overall swing high, and also from a weekly time frame perspective, it makes sense to have a deeper pullback after breaking structure over here. So I will prefer to see GU fall quite some or quite a bit lower, and I'll be looking for those potential skill ins here on GU from this daily imbalance and following the overall daily fractal, and I'll be using the 4-hour to enter that as well. You can see sometimes it's good to get in a little bit more aggressively, because you can again see here that the 4-hour supply here got respected and pushed down lower yesterday morning in towards the downside from that 4-hour fractal structure. So again, very clean price action overall. And if you wanted to get in on this overall setup, then obviously you could have gotten in here with some, this is just beautiful price action, guys, where you have the overall impulse in towards the downside. Here you have a bump in the road. Okay, so this is a bump in the road. You grab liquidity above it, and then overall what happens is that on Monday morning, again, let's say you want the overall ideal setup to take place. That happened obviously here during the New York session, where you have this beautiful, beautiful area of supply where we tapped into, and the overall sell-off here with the double fractal break taking place. So you could have also initially taken an entry on this supply zone, then maybe you would have hit stop loss if your stop loss was a little bit tight, but then on the second attempt you would have had a beautiful sell in towards the downside. Now obviously the overall move in towards the lows has taken place, so now you want to see an overall retracement. For now, that would have to happen in towards this 4-hour supply zone. So either look for those sells inside there again, or look for price to fly up higher in towards that daily imbalance, and then look for those shorts from there. Going into NZDUSD, we can see that NU is starting to form some support. The initial push up has been liquidated over here, as we can see. So there is potential for it now to push up higher. So I'll be monitoring the lower time frame, being mainly the 4-hour, to look for potential longs. But we need a little bit more momentum, and I'll be waiting for those inflation numbers to come out to choose a direction on this. Because again, if the lower than expected inflation numbers come out, NZDUSD should push. If higher than expected numbers come out, NZDUSD will drop. So we have to monitor this, because for my liking, there's not really like a clean area of demand there to the left. So I'll prefer to wait and see a little bit more momentum come into the markets, because yes, here you have like the fractal structure shift, but there's not a lot of momentum, not a lot of structure. So I'll be waiting for a little bit more kind of like cleaner swings to come into the market with a little bit more volume before getting into that. Because if you enter here on the 4-hour fractal high break, there's like a very tight stop loss, and yeah, it's very likely that there's still going to be some more manipulation. Going into dollar yen, dollar Swiss, and of course gold. Dollar yen continued to push up higher yesterday again, as pretty much expected. With as long as the dollar is bullish, you don't really want to be touching the yen. The yen is still very, very weak, so just follow the overall price action on USDJPY up higher until we kind of break this overall order flow. So for now here, the order flow remains bullish, and I'll just be looking for dollar yen still to take out the overall highs here before looking for any potential shorts. Dollar Swiss has been moving sideways, to be very honest, here on the daily time frame, or today it's been pushing down lower again. Not really moving anywhere, to be very fair. 4-hour time frame consolidating like crazy, and yeah, you'll just want to be waiting, setting this one out personally until we see a little bit more momentum come in. So wait for this low to go and then look to scale in on the overall pullback, or wait for the highs to kind of go and the daily fractal high to break, and then you could potentially start looking for longs again. But I only really want to be looking for longs once we break the fractal high, get a retracement, and then just get in on the overall momentum to take out these descending highs. And then if we look at gold, closed bullish or closed bearish yesterday, excuse me, but very, very slow. Overall, another daily fractal break has obviously taken place over here. I'm still looking for long opportunities on gold, and I'll continue to look for buys. Overall sub for the buy here in control. We took out this liquidity low that we had over here, and now we've seen a double daily fractal break. So push down, push up, pull back, push up, pull back, and I'm just looking for the next push up. Overall, as long as this low here is respected, or excuse me, the 0.5 fib is respected, or the fractal low is respected, that's the better way to put it. As long as that fractal low is respected, I'll continue to look for longs. So now what you want to do is obviously go to the 4-hour time frame, and here on the 4-hour time frame, let's say we do push down today again from this area of buy before the sell here, and this pushes the market down, then just wait for the market to kind of like find its feet at the 0.5 fib, and then look for the 4-hour fractal break to get in on longs. But then again, if we do break this 4-hour fractal high, then it's likely that the market will just continue with a lot of momentum up higher. But inflation will have a lot of effect on gold today as well. Because when gold tends to pump, or gold tends to pump when inflation is high, as gold is seen as a hedge against high inflation. So that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Any questions, let me know. We're going to be going live on YouTube this afternoon. Link will be in the description of this video. Thanks for watching.